One of the most common comments I get on my videos goes something like this. Gas cars get 600 miles to the tank, or it takes only 5 minutes to fill up my gas tank. And honestly, you're probably right. Gas cars do go further. Filling up doesn't take that long to fill up the gas tank, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you otherwise. But here's what I keep thinking every time I read one of these comments. We're not arguing about miles. We're arguing about what we value most. Because after owning a Tesla and driving over 40,000 miles combined, the biggest difference between an electric vehicle like a Tesla and a gas vehicle, in my case, I used to own a Jeep Wrangler, isn't even the technology and isn't even the money. It's that my relationship with time has completely changed. And before anybody jumps into the comment section, this isn't one of those gas is dead videos. I want to be really clear about that up front. If you genuinely enjoy working on your own car, if changing your own oil is something you look forward to, and if spending a Saturday in the garage is your version of a good weekend, that's awesome. Keep doing that. That's part of your hobby. That's part of what you value. And that's exactly my point. We don't value the same things. We're not supposed to. A Tesla isn't right for everyone, and I would never try to sound like it is. And I want to talk about what I was actually trading the minute I left the gas station, because it wasn't about the 5 minutes. I'm at the stage in my life where my Saturdays matter a lot. I don't want to spend my weekends changing my own oil or maybe in a line at the service center. I don't want to add another gas stop to a mental list that's already longer than it should be. What I actually want to do on a Saturday, and this isn't a dramatic list, this is just real, is spend time with my wife. Maybe take the dog out to a dog park, go somewhere we haven't been to, explore the area, find a cooking class, and maybe watch a movie. Just be somewhere I choose to be as opposed to being somewhere I had to be. None of these things are possible if I was somewhere else. And I know the counter argument is coming. It's always the same one. Before I get into the 5-minute argument, real quick, I track what I spend on electricity versus what I would have spent if I had a gas car. And over the last year, I've saved somewhere around $150 to $180 a month here in Florida. And that's real money. But here's the thing, that number isn't the reason why I would buy this car all over again. And that surprised me when I said it out loud. So 5 minutes, maybe it is 5 minutes, I'll take that. This isn't one 5-minute stop. It's every 5-minute stop, every week, every month, every year. And when you add them all up 2 to 3 times, depending on how much gas you get on a weekly basis or how much your commute is, then you add all the oil changes, scheduling the appointment, driving there, waiting there. And yes, some of these centers do have a very nice lobby for you to do work while you wait for your oil change or your service appointment. And then you drive back. You add the times you do it yourself, you go buy the oil filter, buying whatever you need, then you have to figure out where to dispose of that old oil. And not to mention, something that one person mentioned in a previous video in the comment section is the smell that it leaves inside your garage if you're changing your oil, or potentially these stains you leave on your driveway, which we all know that over time, well, it just kind of looks a little old. I'm not saying any of this stuff is hard or difficult to do. I just want to be clear about that. None of it is a big deal in isolation, but it is just time. And every one of those minutes, it's time that you're spending doing something else as opposed to being where you want to be. If this is the kind of real owner perspective you want to see more of, subscribing to the channel helps us make more videos like this. Okay, let's get back into it. Because here's what happened to that time once you got it back. Every night I plug this car in, and that's it. That's the entire routine. And every morning I wake up fully charged, climate is exactly as I want it to be, and I already have a route pre-planned because I planned it through the Tesla app, and that's it. My whole commute is already ready to go before I even get in the car. That doesn't require a lot of thinking. There's no mental load anymore. I don't think about whether I need to stop on the way home. I don't do the mental math anymore about, I got 40 miles left on my tank. Is that enough to get home? Or do I need to stop before I get to the house? Or will I use that same amount of gas when I leave in the morning, and will I have to stop on my way back to work? The car quietly just hands it overnight while I'm basically asleep or taking care of the family. The mental freedom is generally something I didn't expect when I bought this car. I thought I was buying an efficient vehicle that had great technology. I didn't realize I was buying back all these small moments where I was spending doing something I didn't even care to do. Now, road trips are a different story. Let me be honest about that. Road trips in a Tesla are not the same as road tripping on a gas car. You do make more stops, that's true. But here's what I noticed after a few road trips. Most of the superchargers are already in places I actually would want to stop. There's bathrooms, coffee, food breaks, or even walking trails to take Bessie on a walk, or even grab lunch. Walk around for 10 minutes, get the blood flowing back to the legs, and by the time I'm done, the car is fully charged and ready to go. There are some routes where the charging structure are in places that I probably would skip, but for the most part, they are in great places. There are times where you park somewhere you didn't want to stay longer than you had to be. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't happen, but it also reframed how I think about driving. I stopped white-knuckling through long stretches of road trying to push to the last stop. I started building in brakes I probably should have been taking anyway. So for those of you that have road trip in a Tesla, did it change how you travel? Or did it feel like an inconvenience you just got used to? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to know your thoughts. The thing nobody tells you, and I don't think I could have heard it until I experienced it, is that owning an EV changes what you notice about your time. Not in a dramatic way, slow. Over months, you stop expecting transportation to require management, and it becomes something that just happens in the background while you're living your life. And once that shift happens, going back to thinking about fuel, service appointments, and oil change stickers on your windshield feels like a step backwards. Not because those things are terrible, but because you just stop having to. Now that's not a feature, that's not a spec sheet, it's just something that happens if you stay with it long enough. Now, I want to be upfront about one thing before I wrap up. This is my experience, and at the stage of my life that I'm in right now, and my priorities. If your version of a good Saturday involves being in the garage, if the ritual of maintaining your car is something you genuinely enjoy, a Tesla is probably going to feel sterile to you. And that's a real trade-off and worth mentioning. But if you're like me, and transportation is just a means to an end, and the end is being somewhere you value more, then what this car did for me wasn't about electricity. It was about getting out of my own way, removing the friction that I didn't even realize was taking up space, and using that space to do the things that I actually want to do and the people I want to spend time with. After over 2 years of owning 2 Teslas, I'd make the same call all over again. And if you're still on the fence about any of this, or you just picked up your first Tesla, and the first week felt like nothing you expected, there's a moment I talk about in another video that might actually name what you're feeling. It happened to me around day 4, and I didn't have a word until later. And that video is right here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.